Picture this. What would you do if greed threatened to tear your community apart? That's exactly what Nehemiah discovers. Back in ancient times, Nehemiah was on a mission from God to rebuild the broken walls of Jerusalem. However, there were people mortgaging their fields, vineyards, and homes to buy food because of the famine. Worse, they were borrowing money at sky-high interest rates from their own wealthy leaders, even selling their sons and daughters into slavery to pay taxes to a foreign king. The outcry was heartbreaking. We're losing everything to our own brothers. Nehemiah hears their cries, and instead of ignoring them, he stops everything. He got righteously angry and called a massive assembly. Facing the nobles and officials, he confronted them head-on. What you're doing is wrong. You're charging interest on loans to your own people, forcing them into slavery. This has to stop. Shaken by his words, the leaders agreed to return the properties, fields, and interest they'd taken. No more exploitation. Nehemiah even made them swear an oath before God to keep their promise, shaking out his robe as a symbolic warning of divine judgment if they broke it. To top it off, Nehemiah led by example. As governor, he could have lived lavishly off the people's taxes, but he refused, paying his own way and feeding 150 people daily from his pocket. The big lesson here? True leadership means fighting for justice, showing compassion, and putting others first. Today, these principles hit home in powerful ways. In our workplaces, it challenges bosses and companies to avoid exploiting workers through unfair wages, greedy loans, or crushing debt cycles. In our communities and churches, it calls us to speak up against injustice, whether it's helping families facing eviction, advocating for fair housing, or supporting food banks and debt relief programs instead of profiting off hardship. On a personal level, it asks, are we using our influence generously, forgiving a debt, sharing resources, or sacrificing our rights so others can thrive? When we do, just like in Nehemiah's day, communities heal, unity grows, and bigger things like rebuilding broken lives and relationships become possible. God still uses ordinary people like you and I to bring justice and restoration right where we live. And Nehemiah ends the chapter with a simple prayer. Remember me, my God, for all I have done for these people. Not for applause, but because he led with compassion, justice, and the fear of God. Nehemiah 5 reminds us that God cares deeply about how we treat one another. Faith isn't just about building walls, it's about building people. It's about using whatever influence we have to lift others, not burden them. When integrity leads, blessing follows. If this story inspired you, subscribe to help us reach more souls for the kingdom, and let's journey together, learning, growing, and discovering life better with Jesus.